Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and something really super cool happened recently at the Overwatch office. So you guys know they've got this creator corner where people come in and they're like live streamers, pro gamers, and all of that stuff. They go in there and they stream from the Blizzard HQ, and that's cool. However, I like it when they do really unique stuff, and this is one of those moments. So Arnold Sang, I think he's the assistant creative director. He's basically the guy that designed a lot of the heroes. This is the man that designed Tracer. So he is responsible for the way Overwatch looks, right? He designed the heroes and all of that. So he's like amazing. Like he is such a talented artist. Anyway, what they did is they brought in the guys from Penny Arcade. So what you can see on the screen right here is a bit of a snippet from the live stream that they did on the Play Overwatch channel. And what they're doing is concepting heroes. So it's a bit of a challenge, right? They asked the chat, what should we make? And they come up with a couple of different heroes. So these are the heroes that they came up with. So you can see Mike comes up with like a little gremlin thing. Okay, that's cool. Arnold comes up with like a bat with a whip. That's a spike thing. Mike comes up with like that. I don't know what that is, like a portal thing. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get this. Now, this is what really got my interest. Look at that. It is a rhino. It's like a futuristic rhino with two massive shields. It doesn't have a weapon. It's just got two massive shields. Do you know what this looks like? This looks like what Orisa should have actually looked like, because yes, I would play that. Now, this got me thinking, right? What hero would you guys like to see next in the game? I think I really want a new tank hero, but an actual tank. Not something with crazy movement abilities or crazy, I don't know, like a Hammond, because Hammond isn't really a traditional tank. I think we need something like Reinhardt and maybe Orisa kind of merged together, maybe. I don't know. But another tank hero is exactly what I want, and this looks really goddamn cool to me. This rhino double shield tank thing, it looks amazing. You guys cannot tell me that doesn't look amazing. Anyway, I thought it would be cool to highlight this because stuff like this is really cool. Like, I like it when the pros go in there and other streamers and stuff go in there, but I think it's much cooler when more unique things are made. Like, I'd love to go there and interview the devs and make kind of specialist content like that. I think it'd be really cool. Like, make stuff only you could possibly make if you went there. If you get what I'm saying? I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, let me know what you think about this concept art in the comments below, guys. I think it is crazily good. Oh lord. Okay, next up, we've got the pro ban list. This is the disciplinary tracker for Overwatch League. Now, what we're going to do now is talk about this and talk about the reasons why a lot of the players are actually being banned and suspended for, well, the same infraction. So this is what it does. You guys can see it on the screen. It shows you the list of players. It shows you the team they belong to, and it shows the infraction and then the action taken as a result of breaking the Overwatch League law. So you've got Apply from Florida Mayhem, suspended 2 games for account boosting. Color Hex from Boston Uprising, suspended 2 games for account boosting. Crystal from Spark, suspended 1 game for account boosting. You can see where this is going, can't you guys? Neko from Toronto Defiant, suspended 3 games for selling an account and obstructing League office investigation. Note, an earlier version of this post mischaracterized a specific infraction. Ripper, this is the kind of unique one, from LA Gladiators, suspended 5 games for throwing matches and toxicity, which is completely unacceptable. And I think he actually did come out on Twitter and say, look, this is going to be a new me now. So, okay, you know, we all make mistakes, so that's fine. But obviously, we don't want the pro players being toxic and throwing games on ladder. That's not particularly great. Rise from Charge fined $1,000 for account sharing, and Violet from San Francisco Shock suspended 2 games for account boosting. Now, the whole idea with this page on the Overwatch League website is it will update. It is a ticker, it's a tracker. It will update when new bans, suspensions, or whatever are issued to players. So expect to see this with a lot of stuff over the coming months as Overwatch League starts to kick off, and probably before Overwatch League kicks off as well. Anyway, what is going on here? Why is there loads of pro gamers that are getting done for account boosting? Now, boosting an account is not great because it ruins the game. Because what happens is, if you're a platinum player and you pay for a boosting service, you can get like a GM player to play on your platinum account and take it up maybe to masters or something like that, right? The problem with that is, if you put a GM player into platinum, that player is so much better than the other players in the game at that level that they destroy the game for those players, and people will be like, oh god, it's a smurf, oh god, it's this, it's that. It wrecks the game. But not only in one match, think about how many games would be required if you won every single game to go from platinum to master. Probably 25 games, 30 games. Everybody in those games is having their gameplay disrupted, and it's not great. And then, of course, it happens the other way, doesn't it? Because when the account has been boosted, then the player gets their account back. They're actually a platinum player, but now they're playing in maybe master. Then they start losing game after game after game, and they start throwing matches basically through because they're just not good enough to play at that level because they haven't actually put the time in to get better at the game. That's the problem with boosting. It causes a lot of damage to the game. However, why are a lot of pros getting suspended for boosting? Well, it's very simple, guys, right? You'll notice a lot of these players weren't in Overwatch League last year and they're new to Overwatch League. This is because it is impossible for players who want to make it to Overwatch League to make money playing Overwatch. Now, the big thing with this is probably a lot of you guys out there are like, well, Sty, what are you talking about? Like, they're playing a game, they don't need to make money. The thing is, with Overwatch, if you want to go through the path to pro, which isn't really the best system, but this is the way Blizzard have designed it. So what you're supposed to do is get to the top of the ladder. We've all seen the Crusher 99 thing. So you get to the top of the ladder. Then, once you're there, you apply to join a tier 3 team maybe, or even a tier 2 team if you're lucky. But you go through Overwatch Open Division, so maybe you make your own team of good players. Then if you win that, you go into Overwatch Contenders. Now this is where you get the tier 2 teams. These are the teams below Overwatch League. Then if you win Contenders, maybe an Overwatch League at some point will be like, oh hey, you can join our team because you won Overwatch Contenders. But it'll be based on what their needs are, and it's very rare that they pick an entire team up because, well, the teams are already set, right? They only look for certain players to put into those roles. So the big problem you've got is if you're not in an academy team. Now, an academy team is a Contenders team that is like it's got a parent Overwatch League team. So for me and for Spitfire, that is British Hurricane. And I remember when we set British Hurricane up, I wanted that in place so we could develop local talent. And British Hurricane has been super good. It's actually sent a lot of players through to Overwatch League, so it's done its job. But it's only been able to do that because it allows the players to earn a living wage. So British Hurricane pays its players enough money for them to live, right? So it's a job, which is what this is. The big issue with Overwatch, if you're not in an academy team at the tier 2 and tier 3 level, is how do you make money playing the game? Think of it this way, guys. To get good at something, especially Overwatch, you have to play it all the time. So that means you can't have a job as well. So if you're playing Overwatch all day for 12 hours, grinding your way in scrims and all of that stuff, you then can't go in and have a job as well. Because if you did that, you wouldn't be good enough at Overwatch. You get what I'm saying, guys? So what these players do is use Overwatch to make money. And now, there's only a few ways a pro player can do this. First one is they stream. But not everybody can stream, guys. You know, you need to be entertaining. You need to be, obviously, a decent player, but you've got to be entertaining. A lot of pros, maybe not like that, right? Really good at the game. So they think, how else can I make money? Well, there's one very obvious thing in the room here, and that is boosting. So what they do is they grind all day, trying to get to the highest level of Overwatch, trying to get into contenders teams, or maybe they're in contenders teams, grinding away, trying to get Overwatch League trials, trying to get into Overwatch League, because that's when they'll make money. But they need to make money in the meantime. So it's almost like they're forced to look around and think, what can I do? So players go and they start boosting. They sign up to websites, they say they'll boost players' accounts, and then they make money that way, and that's what keeps them alive. The big problem is Blizzard hate boosting, but also you as a player should hate boosting because it brings the game into disrepute. I just wanted to make it clear why players boost, guys. It's not like they're greedy. It's not like they're like, oh, just give me money, whatever. Because the key thing here, if you're going to boost, you need to be a good player. Like, these are not bad players. You can't just be a terrible player and boost people's accounts. You need to be really good at the game. And to be really good at the game, you're probably a semi-pro player trying to become pro. Anyway, if you look at countries like Korea, and this is a big thing, right? In Korea, boosting is a crime. This is something which ultimately you can go to prison for, which is a huge thing. Now, the way their law works is you'll probably be put on probation for a period of time if you're caught boosting the first time. But then if you do it again, there's probably going to be jail time and fines involved. That is absolutely huge. Koreans hate boosting. The problem with this is Korea is where a lot of players come from. Most of the players in Overwatch League are from Korea. So if you've got a game that doesn't punish people for boosting or publicly doesn't appear to do that, then it might damage the game in that region, which in turn means it might damage the amount of players going into Overwatch League. So you can see why Blizzard are very defensive about boosting. But I want you guys to realize it's not as cut and dry as it seems. It's not like, oh, this pro player is boosting because they're terrible and they want to ruin the game. They might actually be nice. I know pro players who are not malicious, who are literally trying to make a living playing this game, and they have to do that. And it is not great. You know, and I've said to these players, look, guys, you shouldn't do that. It's going to be bad for you long term. But what choice do you have if you need to make your rent? It is so difficult. The remedy to this is Overwatch need to support their tier 2 scene and tier 3 scene better. There needs to be more money in that system, because even if you win contenders, even if you win open division and go through and win contenders, you still don't earn that much money relative to somebody with a very normal job. Yeah, even a part-time job, they would make a lot more money than you, but you are grinding away like crazy. Now, I'm not saying Blizzard should be paying out and going, oh yeah, let's give these guys money. But what I'm thinking is, there's so much money in Overwatch League, surely some of that should filter down into the tier 2 scene, and it shouldn't be on the onus of the Overwatch League teams themselves to set up academy teams and pay their players correctly and build a staff around them. Again, I don't think that's entirely the way forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. If you want to comment on anything I've said in the video, do so in the comments below. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. There is a competition running as well. There's probably a link, if I've remembered to put it, in the video description. If not, if you check my Twitter, there is a link there on the Twitter which will take you through to the competition. It is a load of Overwatch stuff I'm giving away for Christmas. All right, guys, I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.